The Susan Brender Show is a radio show online broadcasted on YouTube across the United States and globally. The show features guests who speak about health, spirituality, entertainment, and a host of subjects to enlighten people across the nation. Listen to the show that empowers women and men alike and highlights those who have made a difference. I'm Susan Brender, and this is the Susan Brender Show. And today I'm so pleased to have John Jubilee on my show. He's the world's intercellular hydration expert. Now, he's helped thousands of people become healthy using our breakthrough science of intercellular hydration. He says his clients report getting off medications, losing fat quickly, gaining energy, and reversing ailments such as diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, and many more. So I want to welcome to the Susan Brender Show, John Jubilee, and it's a pleasure to have you on the show, John.
Well, Susan, I'm so excited to be here.
Well, I'm pleased that you are. Now, let's talk about this, because this is the most really impressive thing, and that is that you were recently invited and honored to share your breakthrough of science on the floor of the United Nations. How many people can say that, okay?
Yeah, that was a very surreal experience, Susan. And, just in my daily life of just helping people and focusing on one person at a time everywhere I go, that was an extraordinary invitation. I didn't even think it was real. to be completely honest with you, I thought it might be a joke. One of my friends was playing on me until I showed up and, I got credentialed and whisked by 4 security guys, in there, and quite the experience. Your listeners might be interested to know it's not what you see on television where there's just one floor. It's like a huge auditorium with multi-tiered layers, and my jaw dropped open when I walked in there, and they're walking me in, and I literally physically bumped right into Steve Forbes on my way in, and I was a little bit late, Susan, because I went to the wrong building, and they said, no, you're on the main building on the main floor. and when I bumped into Steve, I said, are you speaking here today? And he said, yes. I said, well, let me walk in with you so we don't get sent to the principal's office because we're late.
Together. That is a very interesting thing. It's kind of like winning the Nobel Peace Prize. I've never heard anybody who's been on the floor of the United Nations, and you must be so proud of yourself. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. Now, with that said, let's talk a little bit about cellular hydration. What is the intercellular hydration?
Yeah, well, intercellular hydration is frankly, in science, there's a term called elegance. And isn't that a beautiful word, that the things of real science that seem to be the greatest breakthroughs have a simple elegance to them, Susan, and that's what it is with cellular hydration. All of us, probably for the last decade, Americans and people around the world have heard, drink your water, drink your water, drink your water, and everybody has water bottles, and they're drinking a gallon a day, many, many thousands of people. But in 23 years, I'm shocked to tell you that in 23 years, I have measured hydration of tens of thousands of people, and never have I measured one person, not one, that had intercellular hydration until they did this simple scientific sequencing that we teach people how to do in our simple protocol. And I'm talking about, Susan, even professional athletes and internationally known singers and movie stars that were drinking 2 to 3 gallons a day of reverse osmosis ionized Kangen water, still all dehydrated.
With that said, I'm interested in understanding a little bit about the need for hydration, because you know what? When people kind of walk around, when they run, when they do all those things, it seems that they're hydrated, but yet you say no, right?
No, absolutely not. And if you just picture in your right hand, you're holding a big, juicy grape, and your hand is open, you're looking at that beautiful grape, and in your left hand, you're looking at a dried, shriveled raisin. And there's only one difference between those two things, and what is it? Hydration.
Well,
that's the only difference between a dried, shriveled grape or a dried, shriveled raisin and a big, juicy grape is hydration. And it's the same thing in our cells. If our cells don't have the proper hydration, then just picture it's like 200 to 300 healthy, fiery mitochondria in each cell is not able to fire and function the way that it's designed to. So the secret is not more water. The secret is not more water. The secret is to get our cell to be like a sponge. Most people's cells are as hard as a glass marble, and all the water is bouncing off the glass marble. But when the cell becomes like a porous sponge, the cellular hydration comes in, and that pushes out every toxin and all the inflammation out of the body.
Yeah. You know something, John, it's really fascinating, I must say. But I want to understand a little bit more how you discovered this breakthrough science, because not everybody can do this. I mean, this is kind of a miracle, if you will.
Well, we have tens of thousands of people. That's what they say. They say this was a miracle. This was a miracle breakthrough that they needed, Susan, because we have tens of thousands of documented cases of people that reversed their diabetes, their high blood pressures, Crohn's disease, Hashimoto's, arthritis. I mean, so many things. And just as I'm saying it out loud, it sounds too good to be true, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, we called it a miracle, but yeah, one has to wonder how this is really the reality. So, you know, explain to our audience essentially how do people's health and energy levels rise as a result of this great scientific science?
Yeah, well, first of all, I would say to every person that's listening to us in your audience, you know, we encourage everyone to be skeptical. We encourage skepticism because we're scientists. And science in itself, the definition of the word is the search for the truth that is known. So until you find a known truth, you need a healthy level of skepticism. So we call people beautiful, beloved skeptics. We tell them, please be skeptical of any claim or anything that anyone says. And in fact, every day we share with people, be skeptical, but go on to our website. It's energizehealth.com. Click on menu and testimonials and just watch tens of thousands of real people share a real testimony. A testimony is indisputable and it's undeniable. You know, Susan, if you stick your finger in a fire and you burn your finger, no one can tell you that fire did not burn your finger because that's your experience. That's what we call empirical evidence in the science world. And we have empirical evidence of tens of thousands of people, including hundreds of doctors and thousands of nurses, by the way, that have also experienced this transformational science. And the beauty of it is it's elegant. It's a simple elegance of how it works, of just pushing cellular hydration into a cell, activating hundreds of mitochondria, and thereby pushing out toxins, pushing out inflammation. And that every cell in a person's human organs, in their pancreas, in their lungs, in their heart, in their kidneys, even your skin is an organ. And everyone says their skin gets glowing and healthy. People that thought they had birthmarks, Susan, their skin completely clears up because your skin is an organ. And as the toxins go away, we have people in their 80s and 90s saying that their age spots went away after doing this. That's what they say. We're making no claim. That's what they say.
Right. You know, one of the things that I want to know, John, is during this pandemic, there are so many people who are stuck in their homes and, you know, they want to get out. They want to run. They want to do things to kind of, you know, give their bodies an opportunity to really feel much better. Does your scientific method help them as well?
Oh, 1,000%. Literally, Susan, when you are healthy at the cellular level, your immune system is supercharged and super boosted. And by the way, my personal testimony is, you know, after battling all kinds of physical challenges for 10 years, when I did this 23 years ago, I have not had not one doctor visit in 23 years.
Wow.
And I have a lot of kids, so I have a big life insurance policy. And the insurance people that are listening to us will get a big kick out of this. and they may have to go look it up. My insurance agent of 30 years said, John, you're my only client in 30 years that's in this category, super, ultra, preferred.
Explain that to our audience, John, because not everybody knows what that is.
Yeah, well, what that means is that when you go get a multi-million-dollar life insurance policy, they do your blood work, your urine, your everything. They do all these tests. They shave your chest. They hook you up to an EKG. They want to know your health level because they're taking a big risk. And so they give you a category of average or good or above average. And then there's an ultra, and then there's a super ultra. I'm in the super ultra, the highest level of health, documented by insurance agencies, for the possibility. My possibility of death is very low. I'm super
well, that's
ultra
great.
preferred.
There's no question about that. John, if people want to, get this method that you have, does the insurance companies pay for it, or do they have, and if you have Medicare or another policy, does it take care of this or not?
Well, the good thing is we are approved in 2 categories for health savings account. FSAs and HSAs do have us approved in 2 categories. Now, one of our clients, which they could see on our website, who owned 3 healthcare companies, he actually approached Blue Cross Blue Shield after spending $500,000, Susan, to try to get his neck and back pain repaired. And he did this for 88 days after 20 years of suffering, and he's completely healed. And you could see his testimony on energizedhealth.com. His name is Rusty Siebert, but neck and back pain was completely eradicated. He's off all medication. He needs no further treatments because this took all the toxins and inflammation out of his body. His back and neck totally took care of itself. Now, this is his claim. Now, this is a man that has probably 100 doctors on his payroll, by the way.
Right.
But he approached them and said, you guys could have saved $500,000 if you had this program approved. We're not approved, unfortunately, at this time, but we never let someone not do our protocol for money. So even people that were on Medicare or Medicaid, we have a 501c3 to help subsidize people that need financial assistance to have this breakthrough science to get themselves healthy. Well, the beautiful thing is with everything online, because of the pandemic, our website is energizedhealth.com, energizedhealth.com. And we recommend, Susan, people just click on the red button, and that will give them a breakthrough class. That's a breakthrough master class. And then they can actually talk with any of our master coaches. We have no salespeople, by the way. Nobody ever will try to sell anybody anything. But we have master coaches, and they all were clients first. And then because this changed their life, they wanted to devote their life to helping other people have the same experience that they did. So all they have to do is go on the website, watch a master class. And I always recommend for people to be skeptical and click on the menu and testimonials and watch testimonies of real people, and then watch that master class, and then let one of our coaches talk with you and share with you. And they may get me calling them themselves, Susan, because I still call people every day because I'm so excited to help people get healthy.
I hear you. John, what you've done is, as we said before, a miracle. And I think it's a wonderful thing that people have this opportunity to get really healthy and learn more about hydration. But I always like to give my guests the last word. What do you want to tell our audience?
Well, here's what I want to tell people is I have a real experience with this breakthrough science. And my experience was I was in pain. And by the way, I was fat. I looked like I swallowed a truck tire. And the really cool side effect was I lost 10 inches in my waist, 10 inches. And I've been the same size for 23 years, same size, which means this worked forever. Not for a minute, not for a month, not for a year. For 23 years, I've been the same size. I haven't been to one doctor visit because it's hard to make a healthy cell sick. And I have my joy every day of my life because my brain is fully hydrated and I have all 8 areas functioning. I have no brain fog. I have no short-term memory. I have no memory loss. I'm at full function. And I would challenge every listener, go on that website and look and see if you can guess how old I am. Most people guess me 20 to 25 years younger than I really am. because it is the fountain of youth. So be a beautiful, beloved skeptic, but I would encourage them, please do yourself a favor, go log on to energizehealth.com and check this out for yourself. It could be a life-changing experience for you.
My guest today has been John Jubilee, world's intercellular hydration expert, and I want to thank you so very much for being on the Susan Brender Show. It really was a pleasure.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I'm honored to be on here with you, and thank you for being a light to the world and for changing lives by making this information available for people.
Thank you.